What is up, besties? How are you doing today? Are we living? Are we laughing? Are we loving? I hope all of them. I am really excited for today's video because it's just gonna be very chill and very fun, and you can do it too if you want. So let me explain. Today we are doing a WitchTok tier list. If you're unfamiliar with the tier list situation, essentially you have like S tier, which is like the best tier. You're essentially ranking things, right? So you've got S tier, best thing ever, 10 out of 10, beautiful. A, B, C, and D, sometimes F. Obviously, it's kind of like the ranking system if you ever went to school. That's what we've got. My friend Maggie made this. I love her. Go follow her. If you don't know, we actually did a podcast together last year, and it was really cute and really, really fun, and we decided like we were soul sisters. So when I saw she did this on her channel, I was like, wait, can I do it too? And she was like, yeah, girl. So she made this tier list. Okay, so here's the tier list. We've got it pulled up. Ignore the ads. I literally don't know how to get rid of them. Awesome. WitchTok Trends tier list. As you can see, we've got 5 placements and a couple of situations you might find on WitchTok. So the places, the categories that we're going to categorize, we've got S tier, High Priestess energy. This is the things that we think are the absolute best, the little glimmers of hope on WitchTok, okay? Then we've got Call the Coven. This is sick. We love it. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's not like the best thing in the entire world, but it is like, you know, awesome and cool. And we love it. Then we got Black Hats and Broomsticks. Also, she totally like explained these on her video, and I am just like riffing and doing my own thing. So, definitely watch her video because we might have different opinions, and I think that's beautiful and amazing. Black Hats and Broomsticks. Okay, this is like normal, beautiful stuff. You know, this is stuff that's fine and good, and it's like whatever, right? Just normal shit. Then we've got Mercury and Gatorade. This is shit. I think the way Maggie explained it was like stuff that's like whatever, but like also filled with misinformation. So keep that in mind. That's the way I'll read it too. Like, this is shit where it's like, that's not good. That's not good. Not because it's like evil and horrible, but because it's just like wrong. But it's not gonna like, I'm not gonna like cry about it. Then we've got Call the Church. Call that bitch up. Tell her what's going on. Turn in those bitches. Turn in those witches. Call the fucking church. That is the worst shit you can imagine. Now, I feel like and this is that Taurus rising Aries stellium, I feel like I'm either like so chill and go with the flow of like, oh, I don't care, man. Like, everyone's just like doing whatever. Everyone's got their own opinions. It's not everyone is going to agree with me, blah, blah, blah. And then Aries stellium comes through. Sometimes I see something online that is like so wrong, like so misinformation, or just like so like, I don't know, just wrong in the spiritual community. And I'm just like, oh, I need to lose my mind in the comment section of this post. And I don't actually. So that's when Taurus has to come through and be like, girl, hey, no, you don't. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I really do, especially if it's something that's important to me. Like, okay, let's go on a ramble here. Like, when people misunderstand, like, divine feminine, divine masculine, and they're like, it's gender roles, like, repackaged. It's like, yeah, if you're following the people that do it that way, if you're following people who know what they're talking about and know the ancient history of the yin and the yang and the Shiva, the Shakti, like the fucking duality, the polarity, you understand that's not even gender in the slightest, and it's all about energy and the polarity of energy. But what I've found is that doesn't go over well. Anyway, I don't know why I went on that tangent, but Call the Church. So, okay, when I was like planning on doing this video, I was like, maybe this is gonna be boring because I'm kind of just like, I don't care, like what people do, like it's whatever. But as I sat down to do the video, I kind of felt the Aries stellium come through. So I'm feeling like it might be kind of juicy after all. Anyways, I will leave the link to this specific tier chart down below so you can make your own. You can let me know in the comments. You can post on Instagram and tag me and tag Maggie. I'll have her information down below as well. But let's just jump into it. Okay. She went out of order. I think I'm too neurodivergent to do that. I think I'm gonna go in order because I think I need to. Let's do it. Lucky girl syndrome. Honestly, like slay. Here's the thing where I can't like overthink things because sometimes I'll overthink things. Lucky girl syndrome is gonna be Call the Coven because I think it's beautiful and amazing, and that's something I learned in therapy. And I do think sometimes it can be, you can run into like the manifestation coaches who are like, oh, no, the bad things that are happening to you is just because you're not fucking in the right vibration. Like, you're in too much of the low vibration. And actually, like, you'd be lucky if you just, like, stopped being low vibe and having depression. And it's like, so it's one of those things where it's like, I think lucky girl syndrome. And again, okay, let me just preface with, I am not on TikTok that much. I'm not on WitchTok that much, so I might have some of these things wrong, and you'll just have to forgive me. I will explain what I think these mean if I'm unfamiliar with them. But what I have seen of lucky girl syndrome, like, I think this can be a really beautiful mindset shift to get you aligned to feeling lucky and to opening yourself up to being that bitch. And like, I love a good like lucky girl manifestation, ritual, glamour magic type shit. I'd be doing that, right? Like, that is amazing. Just be careful. We're calling the coven. We're like, hey girl, this is great. And watch out for the people being like, I don't know, like victim blaming for, things that go wrong in your life. That's just something to keep in mind. Everyone is a witch. It's kind of hard, actually, to be honest with you. Because I don't hate it. That's the thing. I don't hate this. Okay, yeah. I mean, here's the deal. Black hats and broomsticks, because it's like, yeah, sure. Everyone can be a witch. It's not a special thing, in my opinion. Like, I personally think, like, depending on many things, including, like, your personal astrological makeup, you might be more inclined to be really connected to herbalism and, like, working with plant spirit allies. Or if you have, like, a Pisces moon like me, you might be really connected to divination and, like, tarot cards and astrology and lucid dreaming and stuff like that. So I think based on many parts of who you are, including your natal chart, you probably have areas of the craft that you are better at, like more naturally attuned to. Like, I think some people are better at some things than others. Some people have to work a little harder to like work on those skills. For example, like, not a green thumb here. I've had to work really hard at that. Probably because of the no earth in my chart besides my Taurus rising Cap midheaven. And again, those are angles, so it's like, But yeah, so like, I do think everyone has the capacity to be a witch. It just, to me, it's just like, yeah, sure. It's not something that like makes me excited personally. I don't think it's wrong. I think everyone mayhaps is not a witch, but everyone could be a witch if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Honey spell. Okay, this is interesting because Maggie was talking about this thing she saw on TikTok where it was like not what I was associating with it. So I'm gonna go with what I associate honey spells to be, which, again, I want to just preface with, like, I think she was saying something I haven't seen, so I don't want to speak on that because I haven't seen that. But don't appropriate people's practices will be what I say about that. But what I have seen with honey spells online is the classic honey spell jar, which is something that has spanned like centuries over culture, like different cultures and stuff like that, and originated as a form of love or sweetener spell to essentially help folks who were in oppressed positions, or back when like divorce wasn't legal. If you were with an abusive partner, you might have to do a honey spell on them to make them a little nicer to you. Or you just aqua tofana them and all is well again. Shout out to the girlies who get it. In my experience of seeing honey spells online, they've all just been the classic spell jar. I fucking love honey spells. I'm gonna put Call the Coven because it's not something that I like I fucking love it, but I don't think it's like revolutionary. I think like aqua tofaning your abusive husband is more revolutionary. That's a joke, by the way, for legal purposes. I don't think you should aqua tofana anybody at all, actually. That's bad. Don't do it. Next is zodiac rankings. Okay, so this one is hard because on one hand, I have done this. Like, I've actually literally done this. Like, one of my first witchy videos was a zodiac ranking, and I think they're very fun. On the other hand, nothing pisses me off more than when I'm scrolling on TikTok and it's like, my 5 least favorite astrology positions. And it's like people trashing on Moon and Libra. Fuck you. Do not come for my Moon and Libra homegirls. Like, that is fucked up. Don't do that. Like, and it's just like very stereotypical, like pop astrology, like clearly has never like studied astrology deeply. And here's the thing. Ooh, she's gonna go on a tangent today. I think, like, you know, I've taught my Astro Academy. I have studied astrology for many, many years. And I do a very, like, soul-centered approach to astrology where when learning astrology, you really want to humanize the placements to understand them better. Like, Moon in Libra means nothing. You can put keywords onto it if you want, but until you know somebody with a Moon in Libra, and until you research the celebrities with a Moon in Libra, and, you know, actors and singers and whatever, and then take note of the people around you who have Moon in Libra, then you cannot, like, fully humanize it and understand it on a complex and dynamic level. And then you end up with, like, stereotypical, like, pop astrology, like, people hating on fucking Mars and Scorpio. And it's like, that is literally insane. Like, you don't know essential dignities. Like, get out of here. So I'm gonna put Mercury in Gatorade. We did it. Our first Mercury in Gatorade. Just because, like, okay, if it's done well, I like it. But I tend to get so defensive of, like, the place. They're not even my placements, like, that are getting, I mean, sometimes the Moon in Pisces does get kind of trashed online, but typically it's, like, lots of Libra hate, lots of Gemini, lots of Scorpio hate, and I just hate that shit. Like, I just hate that. I don't even have any of those placements, but I don't have much Libra, Scorpio, or Gemini at all. But it just irritates me because I'm like, it's not a holistic understanding. It's not taking into anyway, I'm getting a little too intense with it, but I just don't like that very surface level approach. It frustrates me, and I think it's not good for the astrology community overall. That's my, like, pretentious little rant. Love spells. Ooh, love spells. I'm gonna put love spells in Mercury in Gatorade, and this is because I am not anti-love spells. Mark my word, I'm not anti-love spells when done well, right? But it's really important to do these well. For example, like, I feel like I've said this a million times over. Self-love spells are, like, the best love spells you can do. Or you can do a love spell to, like, open yourself up to receiving love that would be aligned and helpful and, you know, beneficial for you. Those are both top tier love spells. But typically what we're seeing online is a lot of just, like, just write his name 7 times and then smear it with honey and then blah, 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 blah. And it's like, we have the question of consent that comes up that we talk about a lot. And if you're interested in hearing more on this, I think I have a whole podcast episode about love spells. But furthermore, what I'm always trying to tell people is, like, I promise you, you do not want someone that you have, like, manipulated to be in your life. Why would you want a partner that is only with you because you've psychologically and energetically manipulated them to be in your life? Like, that's not gonna be fulfilling. That's not gonna feel good because the person would not actually be there if it wasn't for you literally psychologically and energetically manipulating them to be in your life. And to me, like, I could never be happy with that. And at the end of the day, like, I don't give a fuck what you do. Like, do whatever you want. I'm not the church. I'm not here to tell you what's right or what's wrong. That's, you know, everybody who's on their spiritual path has to, you know, understand their own personal moral compass and what aligns with them and what doesn't. In my opinion, what I would say is, like, I would never want somebody in my life who I've manipulated, whether that's a friend or a partner. Perhaps you could do, like, an attraction spell to make yourself seem more attractive. Like, if you're an exotic dancer, you might want to make yourself seem a little bit, like, more attractive, more seductive. And I think that's beautiful and fine. I don't give a fuck. You know, like, you make that bag and all that. But, like, in terms of, like, a relationship or, like, an actual, like, sexual relationship, like, I think it's better to focus on consent and not manipulate somebody to be with you. Aura test. Oh my gosh, aura test. So the aura test is when you kind of, like look at your hand against a wall and really focus on it. I will say I am not the most clairvoyant bitch in this world. I'm for sure not. So I've never had a ton of luck with these aura tests. I was able to see my husband's aura using a similar kind of vibe, But I'm gonna say I'm gonna fucking Mercury and Gatorade it, guys. Holy shit. That is getting loud of a category. So the reason I'm saying this is because I think it relies, I think generally, if we're generalizing this, like put your hand up against a white wall and like just stare at it forever, I think it generalizes intuition into clairvoyance, which most people, like that's just one of many, intuitive sort of outlets. And I think it's better to, maybe like open it up to like, close your eyes and kind of visualize this and what are you sensing there? Like, I don't know, just kind of opening it up to more of the clairs rather than just clairvoyance. But that is kind of hard when it comes to auras, because that is like a visual thing. But I will say I did not have much luck with it, especially on myself. I could see my husband's aura, but that was like, you could like focus in, zone. I think it's so much easier to do energy work on other people. I don't know. That's just my personal. But yeah, I don't know. It's going in Mercury and Gatorade. This video found you for a reason. That's actually so hard. Because we don't understand. I mean, it is kind of the butterfly effect. It is kind of, I do think we can, find videos for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But I also get that, like, sometimes that is kind of just like a marketing thing, right? I'm going to say black hats and broomsticks because I do, okay, if I'm being so for real, I do feel like you see things for a reason. And I do feel like, maybe that video found 1,000 people and maybe it found like the 5 that it really needed to, and it found them for a reason. And maybe the other, like, whatever, like maybe they saw it and they're like, oh, it doesn't super resonate, and like that's okay too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think it's whatever. Yeah, that's my whatever category. Intuition test. Okay, so these are like where someone has a crystal in their hand and maybe it's black and white overlay and it's like guess the color, or their hands closed and it's like guess the color, guess the number, blah 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 blah. I think those are fun. I think that's great. I am going to black hats and broomsticks it though, because I don't know, I think it's fun. I think it's cool and good and whatever. Okay, this is one where I think me and Maggie might have a different interpretation of it. Working with dark deities. Okay, but she's so on it. She's so real about, like, this is the thing. There's too many complexities. I love working with dark deities. I'm an underworld girly, 12th house stellium queen, Pisces moon, slay, right? Like, I love it. And sure, there is like a distillation of dark deities on TikTok and social media. And like, it's like, just talk to Kali. Just ask her. And it's like, yeah, like, and that's that therapy and, we can maybe like research them first. But like, in my opinion, like, is that just a lack of research on the viewer's side? Like, should we already just kind of assume that viewers know before you start working with like energy like this, you should probably like research it first? Or is that asking too much? I don't know. All right, we'll put it at Call the Coven because I'm like, yeah, I love dark deities and yeah, maybe there could be a little bit more of an encouragement to research. But again, I don't know. Freezer curses. Ooh, we got some bitches in the freezer. We've got some bitches in the freezer. Don't cross me. Your ass is going to the freezer. Okay, let's be for real though. Freezer curses, I am going to put in... I don't know. I'm between black hats and broomsticks and Mercury and Gatorade because, okay, here's the deal. I enjoy freezer curses. I love throwing a bitch in my freezer. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off, bitch. You're going in the freezer. No, but like, actually, I think they are a very nice low energy form of protection magic and binding magic. But I do think like the wording of like freezer curse is like a little bit like insincere, because you're not cursing anybody when you throw their ass in the freezer. Like, you're just binding the energy. You're just stopping the flow of things. And I do feel like it's like the thing. Like, I'm putting Trump in the freezer. It's like, okay, girl. Okay, girl. Whatever you want, honey. Like, sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it is what WitchTok could give us in terms of baneful and binding magic. Like, it's the best that they could probably do. And it's probably the most they should, to be so honest with you. Like, I think a lot of the more, you know, shadow magic parts of the craft should probably be left to folks who read the books about it. And learn through initiation. Like, I don't know if we need to put that in a 15-second video. So I'm gonna Mercury and Gatorade this bitch because I do think it's like, it's fine. It's fine. You know what? No, fuck it. Yeah, we're going black hats and I actually don't know. I actually don't know. Fuck it. Black hats and broomsticks, because low-key, I don't think it's hurting anybody. Like, I don't think it's hurting anyone. I think it's fine. Yeah. Witchcraft aesthetic. Okay, I'm gonna be so for real. Fucking High Priestess. High Priestess, because yes, aesthetic is so fun and so important, and there is nothing wrong. I don't care if you're a witch or not a witch. I literally don't care. It is a sick aesthetic. It is so cool. Can you imagine me being like, oh, you like fairycore, but you're not a fairy? No. You're like making it into an aesthetic? It's like, yes, I am making it into an aesthetic. When I turn on tavern music and I put on a flowy skirt, I know I'm not living in like the fucking Lord of the Rings time. I'm just trying to survive late stage capitalism and fucking fascism. Can I please listen to my tavern music in peace? So like, if you want to have a witchcraft aesthetic, I don't care if you're a witch or if you're not a witch. It's a sick aesthetic. I think it's fine. I think I've always been pretty like vocal about this. Like the people who are like, witchcraft aesthetic, that's not like real witch stuff. It's like, yeah, it's an aesthetic. Have you heard of art and beauty? And that's, again, Venus rising type shit. But it is just like, I don't know. There's this, I think there's this general like pretentiousness in the witchcraft community a lot of the times. And I get it because I think it stems from the like internal fear of not being taken seriously by the greater society around us. But it does end up becoming like a sort of sword used to each other. And it's like, oh, well, I'm a real witch. So like, no, I don't have any photos in my altar. Like, I don't have any like decoration on my altar. That's stupid. It's like, okay, yeah, that's stupid to decorate. WitchTok gatekeeping. Now, I'm gonna be so honest. I don't remember how Maggie explained this, and I'm not like privy to like if this is talking about something in specific. Gatekeeping is such a complex topic because, like I said, with like the baneful magic, like maybe we can gatekeep that from TikTok just because, and that might be controversial, but just because like I do think there are some things where we literally cannot condense this into 160 characters or, 30-second minute to even 6-minute long video. Even a 10-minute long video. There are some things that I don't even think I could do an hour-long podcast on and fully flesh it out. I think there are some, and this isn't gatekeeping, this is saying that I think there are some things that are very complex and advanced topics. And I think we see this with the divine feminine, divine masculine thing that I'm always getting in like threads fights on about. There are some things that you really need to just like read some like texts on. You need to like read the books, research the like ancient cultures that used this, whatever, and like really like dive into it beyond a YouTube video, a podcast, or a fucking TikTok. And this isn't me trying to be like, TikTok. It is just like, sometimes I do see things on TikTok or on threads and I'm like, yeah, and like there is so much nuance to this topic, especially when we're talking about spiritual things. These are very esoteric things that are not always like cookie cutter. A lot of times they're very, very nuanced and fluid and stuff. And so it's just things that you can't really condense into a 15-minute video or even an hour-long podcast or a thread, right? Like, so what am I saying? Oh, right. So WitchTok gatekeeping. I honestly don't know what this is referring to. So we're gonna black hats and broomsticks it because I'm gonna make that just gatekeeping. Yeah, just gatekeeping. Like, I think there are some things that it's okay to gatekeep in the sense, and we might have different definitions of gatekeeping, but gatekeep in the sense of like, this is not something that we should make into a TikTok, or if we do, we should be like, hey, and there's like so much more to learn about this, so please read this book if you want to actually like further your education on this. But I also think like, I mean, don't fucking, whoa, I totally felt something touch me. Okay. Hello, ghost. Slay. Oh, what was I saying? But I mean, yeah, it's stupid to like gatekeep. Like, I think it's stupid to be like, I don't know, to gatekeep knowledge sometimes when it's like actually helpful, or, but at this point it's like, is it gatekeeping knowledge? It's you have the internet. Like, I don't think anything is like truly gatekept that is not like been gatekept for centuries due to cultural tradition or initiatory practices. So I don't think it's that deep. Types of witches. I think these are cute. I'm gonna call the coven for this because I think types of witches are cute. And like, if I'm understanding it correctly, not problematic. It's just like, oh, you're a Pisces, you're a divination witch, you're a sea witch. Oh, you're an Aries, you're a whatever, you know, like sex magic witch, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think that's fun and cute as long as you don't take it too seriously of like, oh my God, I can't do my herbalism that I wanted to do for like a decade because I'm not a Taurus. So like, I think it should just be something that's like cute and fun and exciting. Like, I remember when I was learning and I had kind of entered through the Wiccan tradition, you know, it was like there's Guardian, how the fuck do you say that out loud? Have I never said that? Fuck, you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like, it's Gerald Gardner's Gardenian. Okay, I don't know how to say that. I don't know. Gardenian. I don't know. There's a bunch of different types. And so I remember like, and I was like, oh, well, I don't know. I'm just like an eclectic Wiccan. Spoiler alert, I wasn't Wiccan. Well, I just didn't align with like Wicca super much. But I think that can be fun. Those little quizzes, they're just fun and silly. And they could, especially when you're new and you just like, there's so much information, you might want to take a little quiz or see like based on your zodiac sign, like what might feel aligned, and then try it. And maybe it feels aligned and that's beautiful. And maybe it doesn't. And like, now you know? And so I think that can just help you like get into it, you know? Blowing cinnamon through your door. Fuck yeah. I'm actually going to do Call the Coven. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess none of these are really high priestess energy, like doing it for me. But you know what? Maybe I should. I don't know. No, I'm going to trust myself. I love blowing cinnamon through my door. It's cute. It's fun. I think it's a cute grounding practice. Fuck it. It's going high priestess. Fuck it. Weeball. I think it's a really cute grounding practice. It's so simple. So for my low energy witches out there, like, it's so simple. It's so chill. It's beautiful. Like, I love cinnamon. Cinnamon's one of my favorite, like, natural allies to work with. Nothing's gonna go wrong. It's beautiful. It's awesome. I love it. Yes. And I think it's just cute and it gets you excited for the month. And I think those things that help you find little like glimmers of hope are really, really important. And I think it's just I think having, this is a me thing, I think having those pillars in your practice of like, every full moon I do a tarot spread, or every new moon I do a cleansing, or every first of the month I blow cinnamon through my door. Those pillars are so important to your practice because they keep you grounded. They give you something to look forward to. They give you something to really, again, that is the pillars. It's like the foundation of your practice. These are the things I know I'm going to do. They become habits. And I think that is really, really important to a spiritual practice. So fuck yeah, cinnamon. Lazy witchcraft. We're high priestessing that shit. Again, not sure what this is. Maybe this might be referring to something different. But when I look at the words lazy witchcraft, I'm thinking low energy, stuff. And this is my absolute favorite thing to do because I am a busy girl. I'm a really busy girl. I know a lot of you are very busy girls as well. Maybe you're a mother, maybe you're a partner to somebody, maybe, yeah, like, I don't know, you work a full-time job and you're also trying to work out and you're trying to eat healthy and you're trying to have a social life and you're trying to like go after your dreams and all this stuff. And then it's like, oh yeah, also I do want to have a spiritual practice too. I think a lot of the times, you know, simple things like, you know, things I like doing is jewelry, glamour magic, you know, working with colors in my outfits. This is something I've always talked about, doing sigils in your perfume, you know, working with music, working with things that you already interact with on a daily basis. You know, when you're washing your dishes, you're cleansing the energy of your home. When you clean your home, it's almost a ritualistic offering to the spirit of your home. You know, there's so many things when you cook, like, and that kind of stuff that is, I think that kind of mundane magic is very integral to a successful practice if you're a busy person. And I feel like that's really where the heart of this is. It's not so much, like, I think, like, you know, the more ceremonial magic, I think the more, like, you know, in-depth, like, big rituals that we do, you know, those are fun, those are awesome and good, and sometimes those are really necessary. But I think this kind of lazy witchcraft of the mundane magic is really just, again, it's kind of that foundation of the practice. Like, it gets you constantly working your intuitive muscles, your connection to your spirituality. You know, it's just, I think, very important to practice. So, yeah. Good vibes only. Putting this motherfucker. Call the church. Call them up. We got a good vibes only here. This is repackaged Christianity. I hate it. No, not necessarily. But I'm putting this here because, like, I get it. I don't actually get it. I don't actually get it. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, at its core, this is just kind of like victim blaming and like toxic positivity and all that stuff. And I think that we really need to honor the spectrum of emotions that we feel as humans and the spectrum of circumstances that we find ourselves in. You know, if you're having a shitty day and things are going wrong and maybe people are being mean to you or, you know, stuff's happening like that, being like, oh, it's fine, I'm actually having a great time, all that's gonna do is actually just disconnect you from your intuition and from your power. What is the best thing to do is to be like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm noticing blank feeling. Look at that feeling wheel, pull it up. You know, I'm noticing that I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I'm feeling disempowered right now. You know, and that those are real feelings. You gotta be that inner parent to yourself. You know, you have to validate your feelings. You know, invalidating your feelings is just disconnecting you further from your feelings and bottling it up. It's not good. It's not good. You know, you need to validate your feelings, name those feelings, be like, you know, I don't feel good. I don't want to be social. I'm going to take care of myself and make sure I do what I need to do, but I'm also going to, like, maybe give myself some extra rest and blah, 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 whatever. You know, it's different for everybody. But I mean, yeah, I think most people say good vibes only. Maybe this is me being, like, really charitable, but I think most people say good vibes only to be like, haha, I don't know. I think it's just a thing people say and don't really think about it. But yeah, not a fan. Very toxic positivity. And I don't like toxic positivity. But anyway, that's my first call to church. Yes. Okay, we've got twin flames. Twin flames. Ooh! Mercury and Gatorade. Please don't come for me. Please don't come for me. Evil eyes on, you know. Don't come for me. Listen. I'm sorry if you have a twin flame and you feel connected to that and you are not happy by what I'm saying. I'm not saying this for everyone. That's why she's in Mercury and Gatorade. I think okay, this is such a complex thing. I think that, yes, we have, okay, so, okay, have you guys seen the twin flame documentary? clearly that's fucked up. Clearly that's a call to church. That was fucked up. Not good. We hate that. We hate that person. Not even gonna name her. That's not cute. That's not good. That's not fun. That's predatory behavior. Ew. Ew. I think that my personal philosophy, I guess, my personal opinion is that we have many, many soul ties. We have many, many connections with people. Many of the people we meet in this lifetime, we've met in previous lifetimes. I think there are many people who we have super close spiritual bonds with. And I don't think I personally believe in soulmates in the sense of this one person is meant for you 100%, blah 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 blah. I mean, maybe actually, I don't know. And twin flames, I think we do. I have jokingly talked to one of my friends that we are twin flames because she is solar, all the earth energy, the most extrovert, everything that I'm not, right? And I am this lunar energy and very introverted and, all this stuff. And so we've jokingly been oh my God, we're twin flames because we're literally the opposites. We're the yin and the yang. And I have many people in my life who I feel complete me in many ways. But I think this often gets tied to right-wing alt pipeline type shit. And it's one of those things, if you want to explore, hell yeah, do it if it resonates, but just be very, very hyper aware when you're in that space to not fall into those predatory, culty, alt-right pipeline type shit, right? But I mean, yeah, if you think you have a twin flame, if that's what resonates with you, then I'm not going to tell you no. How would I know? That's your life. That's your soul experience. I don't think that I have the ability to say twin flames are or are not a thing. I also don't care to make that kind of assumption because maybe they are, maybe they aren't. It's just in my personal experience, I don't personally feel very empowered by the twin flame ideology, and I have seen it go very wrong very quickly for many groups and many people. So it's just something to I'm not calling the church. It's just just be aware when you're in it, okay? Simmer pots, high priestess shit, because again, this is a low energy thing. Put that bitch on the stove. Get your ingredients that align with your intention. Throw that bitch in. Now you've clockwise stirred it. You've focused your intention. You're sending that bitch in. And now your home smells so good and so festive. And it's beautiful. I love it. Simmer pots have done nothing wrong ever to anybody ever and have only brought joy and purity into the world. And that's amazing. Luck or money jars. Fuck yeah. Call the coven. Call them. Call them. I like luck and money jars. These are really fun. I prefer a money bowl when we're talking about energy workings and stuff like that. I'm typically if I'm gonna do a spell jar, it's gonna be for something that I want to create this beacon, this energy. Maybe every time I shake it, I'm gonna connect to that energy. Maybe it's something I really want in my bedroom. Sexy time spell jar. And it's gonna be kind of this a candle you light and that scent is in the room type shit. It's right there. So, and you could do a spell jar for, oh my God, who is calling me? I hate it. I get so many spam calls, you guys. I'm over it. So I totally understand having a luck money jar at your desk or something. But personally, what I prefer is a bowl because this is a bit more open. And I think it's a bit more all-encompassing rather than a jar is very much this little thing that sits here and this is where it is. So we're calling the coven, but I'm not going to high priestess it because I would prefer a little bowl that's open, and I get my little cinnamon stick and I stir my little cinnamon stick around in there with the money and the coins and the, tarot card or whatever you want. I love it. Alrighty guys, 2 more. What people think I do versus what I actually do. I actually really love this. I'm all about, my kind of slogan is demystifying the taboo. So I'm all about talking about like, oh, like what people think witches do, and it's like being spooky or whatever. And what I'm actually doing is like teaching the Charlie XCX apple dance to my ancestor altar, you know, because it is, I think that sort of humanization and just open discussion is really what is going to create a more open and you know, loving and open-minded culture and society. This is also why I talk so much about when I was an exotic dancer, because it's like, I know for me that like I didn't know an exotic dancer for most of my life, and then and I had these like stereotypes, and then when I finally met one, I was like, oh, you're just like a normal girl, you know. And I was very much raised in like middle America, like a lot to unpack in that world. And so I think like when you meet somebody who's different from you and they're really open about what they do, or, you know, the truth behind the stereotype, I think that is what helps us be more open-minded as people. So I think this is actually a really fun trend, and actually like genuinely beneficial for the future of society. So hell yeah. Okay, last one is change your appearance using witchcraft. I'm gonna put this bitch in Mercury and Gatorade. She's so even except for Call the Church. Wow. If they would have had like Divine Feminine is just gender essentialism, I would have put it in Call the Church, because that would have pissed me off. But okay, here's the tea. So with changing your appearance using witchcraft, obviously I like am so pro glamour magic and use this shit all the time. And I think you have to understand that there's like limits to it. And like, you know, there's like subliminals to get blue eyes, and it's like, you know, like I think here's the tea. I'll be right back, and then I'm gonna go into it. Okay, here's the tea. I think that there's a lot of like spiritual psychosis in the online spirituality community. And so you just really need to be careful that you are not falling into that or listening to people who are promoting it. It is easy. It's a slippery slope. You know, when you're connecting to, you know, the spiritual sphere, the astral realm, you have to stay grounded, or else you're going to go fucking psycho, and you're gonna start saying shit that is just fucking weird. Okay, so like just don't be weird. Don't be weird, okay? And yeah, I mean, it's like the, you know, change your eye color, like change your whatever. It's like we have to understand there are bounds to this. Like this is, if we're being for real, all that like witchcraft is and spirituality is, in my opinion, is just science that we don't understand yet. You know, whether it's quantum physics or whatever, you know, it's like clearly there is, you know, I mean, we know that the space around us, like physical space, like there are molecules, there are things making up this space, this energy connection that is happening. There are plenty of things we don't understand. And this is all like rooted in like real science that we've just yet to find out. So like, let's not get a little crazy with it. Like, let's not get too storybook with it. I think it's really important to make sure that we are staying grounded and realistic, especially when we're doing stuff like glamour magic. However, you can change your appearance to make yourself seem more attractive, or, you know, more off-putting if you want to, or more professional. I mean, this is very common stuff that happens, you know, when we go to a job interview, we put on our best like blazer if you want to be like CEO boss bitch energy, or maybe you're on a date and you really like are feeling it, so you're like black sexy dress, you know, and you want to seem like dominatrix vibes. You can totally change how you are perceived by someone based on doing some glamour magic, right? Whether it's makeup or clothing, and even just like doing a meditation to really kind of embody this archetypal energy. Like, this is very real stuff that we can do, and there are bounds, right? You're not going to change, you know, you're not going to change physically something like your eye color or something. And I think that that's something that is, I do see online, and I do just kind of sigh at it. But yeah, so, but for example, like, you know, when I was younger, I did some glamour magic to change my appearance a little bit, to make myself like my nose more, because I had like a lot of, you know, childhood instances of, you know, people making fun of my nose growing up. And so I wanted a nose job, but then I decided against it. And so it seemed to me over this course of doing this affirmation work, the self-love work, this glamour magic work, it seemed as if I had changed my nose in some way, in some capacity, because I was no longer finding it not cute. I was actually starting to like it, right? So we can change our perception of things. We can change how things are perceived by others, but no, you're not going to change physical things, right? You're not going to change your eye color or something like that. So let's just stay grounded, stay rooted. But this is my list, you guys. She is so like chill. She's so balanced, except for Call to Church, because she's just a chill girl. She's not even like a freak in any way at all. So I hope you guys liked this. Definitely let me know your vibes. Let me know what you think. Comment below your opinions. Don't come for me in the comments. And I will leave this down below for you to do this little tier chart yourself. I think it's so fun. Thank you so much to Maggie for putting this together. This was so cute and fun. So yeah, check out her channel. Give her a little like and a thumbs up. Tell her Luna sent ya. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had fun. Yeah, I love you all so much, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.